By mid-February, all of these planets will have moved into Aquarius. What does that mean for you based on your rising sign? Stick around and find out. Okay, first let's talk about Aquarius. Aquarius is represented by the star, and this energy is of your hopes and dreams, your biggest aspirations. It's also about how you represent within the whole, within the collaborative group. This is you standing out in a crowd. It's what you bring to the table. What do you have to offer that can help further humanity, further the community, and bring your resource to the discussion? So this is the energy of Aquarius, and this is the energy that we're going to be in for the next 20 years with Pluto in Aquarius. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will put a link to my Pluto and You video, and this is where I discuss the movement of Pluto out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. So we have Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 years. There will be an exception later this year, but pretty much for the next 20 years, Pluto is in Aquarius. But until mid-February, the sun is also there. So these two energies, they're so close together in their degrees in the sky. This is called a cazimi. Means is the planet or planets that are near the sun are really, really amplified. It's like they've been turned up to 11. Okay, Pisces rising. When we start out the month, we have both Pluto and the sun already in Aquarius. So Aquarius is your 12th house. And we're going to move all that over because we have a lot going on in this 12th house and we need to make lots of room. So we have Pluto and the sun here, and if you want to know more about the influence of Pluto in your 12th house, where it's going to be for the next 20 years, then I would suggest that you click on the link for my Pluto and You video and find out in much more depth and analysis of what this energy could potentially be bringing for you. It's a big one. It's a big deal for it to be in your 12th house, and I think it would be beneficial for you to know what these energies are so that you can become familiar with them and work with them instead of them working against you. So, like I said, I've already talked about Pluto. I'm not going to go into that in this video. The sun I have already talked about too, but briefly, the sun is shining the light on your subconscious, on your self-sacrifice, on your solitude and spirituality. This is also the house of self-destructive behavior like addictions or obsessions. This can also be the house of hidden enemies, and the 12th house being the house of isolation. It has the potential to bring isolating factors, and I don't mean to scare anybody, but if you're going down a path where you could end up in jail somehow or in that kind of isolation, this is a time for you to think about that and evaluate that before you end up self-destructing. So let's get into this, Pisces. It might be a little heavy, but we're going to go through this. On the 4th of February, Mercury, the messenger, the energy of the magician and magic and creation and manifestation, all moves into this 12th house. That brings with it a period of introspection and communication with a focus on the hidden or subconscious aspects of your mind. These are things that maybe only you know. So now Mercury coming into that area, into that house, is bringing up that intellectual and that mind stimulation when it comes to matters of your isolation, spiritual self, and perhaps self-destructive behavior. So on the 9th of the month, the moon, or the high priestess, will have moved into this house as well, into Aquarius, into your 12th house. When the moon and the sun come together in the same sign or in the same house, that is a new moon. And a new moon brings new energies. It's a time for you to strategically plan something new, to get new action and new energy going. So a new moon in your 12th house is bringing a time of powerful transformative energies that influence this deep introspection and your subconscious mind or your subconscious realm. The 12th house is all about going inward to your subconscious mind. So Pisces rising, you're going to have a lot of action that takes place. A lot of things are going to be taking place around your subconscious mind over the next 20 years. So if that means something to you already and you know that you need to take some action so that you don't self-destruct, that's what you need to be doing right now. Now, on the 12th of the month, Mars, or the Tower, will also be entering this house. It's so full, I can hardly put anything in here, but Mars brings action, energy, and aggressive nature to wherever it is. So Mars coming into this 12th house is literally bringing action, assertive and unconventional energy to these hidden aspects of your life. And this can prompt a focus on introspection and on your subconscious mind and your subconscious drives, what is driving you in this subconscious area. So with Mercury and the Sun and Pluto there, and the Moon, you've had lots of thoughts and lots of emotions about who you are on a subconscious level. And now that Mars has moved into this house, it's time to take action. It's time to literally make moves regarding your spiritual self and regarding your self-destructive behaviors. Now on the 18th of February, Venus, or the energy of fertility and growth and abundance, also moves into this 12th house. And it's so full, I can't even put Venus in here. So we're going to put Venus right next door. But Venus is also in the 12th house with all of this energy. And Venus brings us value and self-worth, and Venus brings us the social connectedness with other people. It's love and beauty. So with Venus here, this is a period of hidden or spiritual connections which can foster unconventional or even altruistic expressions of love and beauty. You're really tapping into your spirit self and coming up with how you can serve not just yourself, but you can serve others on a spiritual level. And it brings out your true love and beauty and your true value. Now we're going to take a little break from Aquarius. That's a whole lot of intense energy in that 12th house. And we're going to move on into Pisces, into your first house, Pisces Rising. As we start out the month of February, we already have Saturn and Neptune in your first house, and they've been there for a little bit, and they will be there till 2025. So you're already probably familiar with this energy. Saturn is discipline and structure and very grounded, practical energy, and Neptune is dreamy and fantastical, and it blurs the boundaries of things. For a while now, you've been experiencing Saturn in your first house, which brings a period of self-reflection and disciplined introspection, which fosters personal growth, and it brings out a structured approach to your self-expression and how you show up in the world physically, literally what you look like and what people think of when they think of you. So Saturn is telling you to be more structured, more focused, more disciplined, more task-oriented when it comes to self-expression and personal identity. Now Neptune rules Pisces, so Neptune is at home when it's in the sign of Pisces, which enhances that dreamlike and fantastical quality, but it also enhances that feeling of being underwater or there's lacking of clarity when Neptune is around, and especially when it's at home in Pisces. So this period of Neptune moving through Pisces, which it will be there till 2025, it brings that ethereal and dreamlike influence to your self-expression, but it can potentially lead it can potentially lead to a blending of creativity, of mysticism, as well as a need for awareness of your personal identity. You are just really coming out of the waters. You're coming out into the light of who you are. So Pisces Rising, on the 18th of the month, the Sun will move out of this 12th house, out of your dreamland and your subconscious mind, and back into life, back into reality, back into your first house and your house of personal identity. The Sun here shines this period of heightened self-awareness, of empathy, and a potential for spiritual or intuitive aspects to your personal identity. So maybe you're showing up now as a much more spiritual person after you've gone through this intense amount of energy going through your 12th house or your house of spirituality or the subconscious mind. Now on the 22nd of the month, Mercury also makes its way into your first house, bringing the messages, bringing the communication and the intellectual mind to your personal identity. So this enhances your intuitive communication. You are a very intuitive person, Pisces rising, because you are a Pisces. So you are the psychic. You are the one who lives in those psychic waters. You understand where a lot of people might not. But it also means that a lot of people might not understand you because you do live in a very different realm than reality. And I don't mean that in a rude way. That's just who you are, Pisces. You definitely don't function in on the same perception level that most people do. So Mercury moving into your first house in Pisces, it enhances that intuitive communication, and it fosters a more empathetic and an imaginative approach to your self-expression. Okay, Pisces rising, now lastly, on the 24th of February, the moon, or the high priestess, will have made her way all the way around to Virgo. Virgo is the opposite of Pisces. So whenever we have a full moon, the moon and the sun are in opposition to each other, potentially creating conflict. They're pulling apart, they're separating. So a full moon is a culmination of emotions, and full moons tend to show us where we need to find balance within these two general areas of life. So for you, Pisces rising, this is showing a need for balance between your personal expression, your individual self-expression, and the emotions you have about who you are in a relationship or in a companionship or a union. So this heightens your emotional awareness, and it highlights the need for balance between discernment in your interpersonal relationships. So you want to maintain individuality, but you need to learn compromise and collaboration if you want to have success within a companionship or a union or a marriage or some kind of one-on-one relationship. So Pisces rising, that's a lot. It's going to be a bit of an intense transformational period for you. I hope that this helps you to navigate these waters a little bit so they're not so unexpected and you kind of have an idea of what's coming for you. So thank you so much for watching, and please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.